How we start with our paper. We're going to put this template in the center of our paper. Make sure that it's really in the center. And we're going to draw a line around the edges. This is going to make it really easy for you to make sure that your tessellations are all lining up and they look really nice and neat. And this is exactly how I did my example, this one right here. So we're drawing that square outline so we have a white border around the edges. Okay, so now here's my tessellation, and I have to line it up in the corner here. So an easy way to do this is to take this corner right here and line it up into the corner of that line. Now, we're not going to be tracing the part that goes out onto the white edge. We're only going to be tracing the part that fits inside of this square. If you have a mechanical pencil, this is a good time to use it. Makes it a little easier. Okay, so I have traced that part of the tessellation. Now I'm going to slide this over, and you can see this fits in right here. So I'm going to put it right where it fits. I'm going to make sure that this line, this piece is lined up just exactly straight, and it's in exactly the right spot. And now I'm going to trace all the parts that are inside the square. I'm not going to be tracing this part up here that's outside of the square, but we will later when we move this over and that shape is on the inside of the square. Looking good. Now we're going to slide it over and line it up so that it fits together just right like a puzzle piece, and trace it right here. Great, now let's go back over this way. And we're going to put this in right here where it fits. We're going to make sure that this is lined up right here along the line, and this fits in just right. And now we're going to trace only the section that's inside of this square. Oops. And we're going to slide it over. See where it's going to fit in right there just perfectly. You won't have to trace around these two edges because those lines are already drawn. We're just going to trace around this side. And then slide it over here. You can see those two sides are already drawn. So all you have to do is make sure that it's lined up just right. I'm checking over here to make sure it's lined up just right there and right there. I find it easier if you hold the little fragile pieces of the tessellation template down really close to the edge. Otherwise, they sometimes come up when you're trying to trace them. Okay, that's looking really nice. I'm going to go back over here and try to fit it in right where it goes. Make sure it's lined up really straight along this edge, and make sure it's lined up down here. And now complete the lines just like this. Any part that sticks outside of the square that we drew is not going to be traced. So we're only sliding it over, and you don't have to trace these two sides again, you just line them up there. Make sure that this is inside the square, and then trace it. Beautiful. Make sure that you get this right inside the edge of the square. Sometimes when you line it up, it looks like it's kind of sticking out funny. You want to make sure that you get it inside, even if you have to kind of make it a little off right here. As long as it all fits inside the square, it should look good. The next part, you're going to have to really use your imagination. And you're going to be turning this paper around in different directions and trying to figure out, what does this look like to me? Now, in Usher's example, his shape looked like a flying horse. What does this shape look like to me? I could make this into a bird's head, and maybe a wing flying and the tail, or a dragon, or a pterodactyl. I turn it this way. Kind of reminds me of a duck flying. Or maybe I could even make it into a bat. This way it looks a little bit like a dog to me. Here's the nose and the ear sticking up in the mouth. And here's the tail. I bet I could make a dog. That would be pretty cute. So what you would do is draw in the details so that you can turn your tessellating shape into the thing you want it to be. And these will look a lot nicer if you really take your time and you make it look nice and neat and cute and add lots of details. We can also color these with colored pencils. I'm just doing this to give you an indication of what the creature could look like, but you could take your time and really draw in all the details and then color it. So you would have to make each one the same. So whatever details you draw in here, you want to try to find the exact same spot and do the same little details on each one. I think these projects are going to turn out marvelously, and I hope you enjoy it. Take your time and do your best work, and I think you're going to be really proud of this. Good luck.